You know what it is, right? Got Killer in here.
Yeah, you already know Dipset for life, man. PH2 out right now.
Special, Purple Haze 2. I'm asking about everything. I'm going to ask about his favorite, you know what I mean, his favorite New York City ball players. We're going to talk about his favorite albums, everything. VIP Saturdays, you heard?
Stay tuned.
Let's get it. You know what it is, Superstar J, VIP Saturdays. Got the legendary, man, the legendary in the building. You know what I'm saying? I've been waiting for him to come. You know what I'm saying? Pause on that.
About to say super pause, man. I ain't know how we was playing up here, pause.
Yeah, pause on that.
That's a crazy intro right there, man.
Yeah, but you know, you are a legend.
I appreciate
Living
that.
legend.
Thank you, man.
You know what I'm saying? Damn, put New York City, you know, on the map for years.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me, man. Good
yeah,
looking.
man. Last time when we was up here, we was talking, and I told you it went viral when you said you was about to get your own toilet tissue.
Yeah. I was just talking about that actually on Rap Radar probably about a month or two ago. I ain't never followed through on it. I followed through on it, but I didn't have any good people around me to follow through it. Well, you got to be full-time with that. So it's still a good idea, though.
Yeah, because you had it down packed. You was like, yo, man, toilet tissue, nobody think about it, and you always got to use it.
You know, it's a fact, though. You know what's crazy? When I was talking about it on Rap Radar, like I said last month, a little over a month ago, Sharmans tweeted me and told me basically stay in my lane. Like,
wow.
Yeah, they don't want nobody. That's generational money. Yeah, people don't want people playing with generational money, but I'm going to put a little more effort into it, being that I know they feel threatened.
They on you.
They feel threatened. Yeah, they definitely tweeted me about that, but I'll be on their ass, though.
Yeah, and definitely in the hood, you got the no frills toilet tissue, too. So why not do some Cameron?
I wouldn't say the hood. Hood be spending a little money. I would say, like, bus stations, jail, hospitals, those type places is using no frills. Black people trying to take care of themselves a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. No, I mean, because I know like Sharmans, that shit always clog my toilet up. I don't know if it's like if it's crazy heavy tissue in that motherfucker. I be having to use the Scott.
Yeah, nah, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't even sit there. Whatever my cleaning lady pick up, I haven't grabbed a roll of toilet tissue in a minute, so I haven't really been paying attention to what's in my house though.
Well, different level now. How long we been in the game? Because it's 15 years with Purple Haze.
Yeah, I signed my first deal in 1997. My first album came out in 1998. But, you know, a lot of people know me from, if you've been around that long, from being with Big Al on his album, Children of the Corn, my cousin Bloodshed who passed away. Mace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. You know, Mace, we all had a little group, Herb McGruff. So that was maybe 95, 96. But professionally, my first album came out in 1998.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I want to ask you before, because I be getting a lot of young dudes, you know what I mean? They come in and, you know, and you probably is like, when I was young, you know what I mean? They don't want to do no drops.
Right.
You know, they try to, I be telling them, like, the album's like your birthday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you only going to do it, like, once a year. You do interviews. They don't want to do interviews. But how do you see now that, like, when I see all the legends, they always, like, it just seems like it's just the same thing. You do exactly what Puff would do. Like, Puff came here and he was like, hey, I'm Sean, and did something from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Right.
Now, how do you talk to the young, I mean, you know, sometimes pull the young dudes like, yo, that's what you got to do, man, to get this money.
The whole thing is it's a different game right now, so you can't really tell them so much because they're making a lot of money doing what they're doing. We came from a different era where you had to kiss a lot of niggas' ass, no homo. Like,
that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? You had to appease the radio people. You had to appease the DJs. You had to appease the program directors, so on and so forth. Right now, you got YouTube, you got your phone, you got all these digital outlets to where you could do it directly yourself. Not saying you don't need help from these people. It's always good to have help, but you got to direct the consumer approach. So therefore, if somebody wants to say something on their phone and you got the followers already, it's like, look, I could do this directly from my phone. I don't really need the radio. I don't really need this person or that person. Not saying it don't help, but if you got a huge following already and people are following you and you put it out on your Instagram or your Snapchat or your Twitter or whatever else you got, your Facebook, then your fans or your customers, however you want to consider it, they're already in tune to what you got going on. It isn't like before you have to listen to the radio. You know, you can listen to Pandora. You can listen to iTunes. You can listen to Spotify. You can listen to Tidal. Not saying people still don't listen to the radio. I still listen to the radio. But it's way more options than when we was coming up. So at the end of the day, That's their attitude. You know, that's their attitude. And then they're making money directly to them that we used to have to fight record companies for. You know what I'm saying? Money comes straight to you. And they not saying like if you got a following, people ask me this, yo, they want a record deal, want a record deal. Ain't no record companies building no artists from the ground up no more. They want you if you got 10 million hits on YouTube, or you got
they right at you to let
5 million followers on Instagram, 2 million followers on Twitter. But what I tell them is if you got all that, you don't really need the label. You know what I'm saying? They want to jump on what you got going on. If you got everything set up, your TuneCore, your DistroKids, whatever, however you distributing your music, and you have relationships, what you need them for. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they're going to push you, then and you collecting a big check, cool, but there's so many people making money direct to hand, you don't really need them like you used to. So them kids is that you're referring to, their attitude is different from my attitude because they have a larger outlet than I had coming up.
But I sometimes see that after that, when they don't build these relationships and the lights turn off, then they calling you like, yo, you know what I mean, big bro, I need you on this record, and you like, okay. I don't really take, you know what I mean?
Like I was saying, don't get it fucked up. It's mad one-hit wonders or one-year wonders or 2-year wonders. Don't get that twisted. And that's when you don't forget. That's when you be like, nah, you gave me your ass to kiss. Now you calling me and you need a favor. So it's like a catch-22. But me, anybody who show me love, it don't matter because I could do the same shit. I could go live on my shit all day.
That's a fact.
And say whatever. But I come from that era where I'm going to come fuck with the DJs. I'm going to come fuck with the fans. I'm going to come fuck with the program directors and show love because I wouldn't have this longevity without you guys.
Yes, man, and longevity. And you got to say, nobody even counts the mixtape work that you did.
It's a fact.
Left them on the road like the Cosby Kid.
Yeah, I ain't going to hold you. I'm in the middle of a process now because that's getting streamed now. All the mixtapes getting streamed. So now.
Genius Kid. We got to call you the Genius Kid, man.
Yeah, so I got somebody collecting all that bread that been floating around the last 5-6 years that all these mixtapes, because we put them out for fun just to build a buzz, but now somebody's collecting a check on that. And I got to the bottom of that a few weeks ago, so now I'm going to be collecting that check that they've been getting the money for. So streaming is dope too. I think it's really dope because like you just mentioned, all the mixtapes, they was giveaways. So now all that shit I gave away 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 years ago,
those are damn like 400 songs. Like,
we probably got over 100 mixtapes. So it's
wow,
it's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Well, let's talk about Purple Haze 2.
Yeah,
the classic.
Yeah.
Now a lot of people say I felt, and I be having the barbershop talks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people like, yo, I don't think Cam could. I mean, when you was promoting it, because you was promoting it hard about Purple Haze, he's like, I don't think he could be the old Cam on it. And then when I heard it, I said, and I went back to the barbershop and they listened, and now they listen. I said, now you ain't sleeping on Cam no more. No, he brung that shit.
Yeah. Well, really, the reason I was going to do the program mixtape too, but what happened was Purple Haze 1 anniversary was in December. It was the 15-year anniversary. It made sense to do part 2. Studio's in my house, so I could do music whenever I want. I had a few songs. I would say probably not a lot. Maybe joint with Wale. Maybe 40, 30. I'd say 30% of the album songs 2-3 years old.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I updated some of them and then do new songs. But there's so many songs sitting in my house. I'm like, we need to let some of this fly. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought it was really dope. I caught a vibe. You know, I don't really always do music every day like I used to. So when I catch a vibe, it's really dope. Went to Vegas, did some songs in the city. And we probably picked, 15 songs on there?
16.
We picked the best 16 songs probably out of like 70 songs we had. So that's how we went about doing it.
It seems like when you pick songs, you probably got all your niggas in there.
Yeah, because I'm not Jesus. You know, I got my opinion on what I like, but if we all in this room right now, all of us right here, and you like, I'm like, I love this, and everybody like, yo, Cam, you bugging. This ain't it. Then I got to take that into consideration because y'all are the people listening to it. I may love it, but I want y'all to love it too. So I don't just listen to music with me and I make a final decision, even though the final decision is mine, but I take everybody's opinion into consideration.
Now you have the heat makers. Like and you created. I feel like the movement with Dipset that y'all created the heavy samples.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now you brought it back because when you start, on the intro, "Toast to Me," you get crazy on there.
I appreciate that. That's like my favorite joint.
I would never think that Suge Knight would approach Cameron. Mm-hmm. Was this the first time you ever met Suge Knight and he did this?
Yeah, it's a fact. So me and my man Tito, we was coming out the club, and my other man Jacob York was there, and he was like, "Yo, Suge is over there. He want to speak to you, but Suge is Suge. He had he been around longer than I have at that particular time, and Come Home With Me had just came out, so
sizzling right now.
Yeah, it was sizzling. So, and I'm coming off a Rebound album, Leave a Epic, joining Rockefeller, so on and so forth. So when I left the club, my man Jacob's like, "Suge over there, you want to speak to?" I'm like, "Suge Knight?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, tell him to come in." So he comes over. He's like, "Yo, what's up?" I'm like, "Yo, what's up, bro? How you doing?" He like, "I'm good, but you owe me some money." And I'm like, "Yo, what you talking about, man?" He's like, "Nah, you owe me some money. You used that Tupac beat on your album. That's my beat." And I'm like, "Well, Daz came to the studio and played it over. Daz Dillinger, shout out to Daz.
Shout out to Daz.
Yeah, Daz came and played it over. He's like, "Well, Daz ain't got no say-so. That's my beat, and you owe me money." And I'm like, "Hey, yo, bro, I ain't giving you no bread. What's poppin'?" He like, "Well, I tell you now, I fuck niggas up on giving you money." So now my man's starting to flinch.
He like, what?
Yeah, so I'm like, "Yo, I fuck niggas up too. What we doing? What's poppin'?" And he was like, "You know what? It ain't even no big deal, bro. We all good. It's all good." That's the end of the story. You walked away.
He must have think he was I know he was probably like, "Is this guy trying to try me with?"
Nah, I just think, I don't know him that well, so I'm not going, and he's in jail going through whatever he's going through, so I'm not going to try and shit on his name or nothing, but I just thought that he probably thought we'd be intimidated and prey on that, and I wasn't intimidated because it's something we could have handled business-wise, but just 3 in the morning outside, or whatever, so 2 in the morning outside the club in L.A., and it was just more of a street situation, and we with that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if it was business, we could have called me tomorrow and discussed it, and we could have handled it the right way, but be honest, he ain't even trip after that. He just walked away.
Yeah, he's probably a little bit drunk. Well, let's
maybe probably so.
Got it tipsy. Well, let's get into the record, man. First, I want to get into "Toast to Me," and then let's get into Fastlane. You can introduce those records?
Yeah, absolutely. This right here is called "Toast to Me." This is actually the intro of Purple Haze 2.
The classic.
Yeah, "Toast to Me." Then after that, we're going to get into that Fastlane, both produced by my people's heat makers. Yo, Arsonist, what's up, baby?
Let's get it. You know what it is, Superstar J, VIP Saturdays. Cam is still here. Killer's still here.
Yeah. We going to hang out all Saturday, man.
Yes, man. He took over. Well, only right.
Yeah, well, I mean, I appreciate you having me, so it's only right, baby.
Now, I'm a real Cameron fan, and I'm going to tell you, one time I met you, and I met you in the IS-8.
Wow.
Well, you know what I mean? Rest in peace to my man Dre Most, you know what I mean? He passed away on this weekend. He didn't pass away this weekend, but he passed away around this date.
Okay.
And he introduced me to you. Right. And he was like, yeah, you probably, if you seen his face, you probably like, oh, I know him from somewhere. Right. Because he used to be with Lost Boys.
Okay.
You know what I mean? With Cheeks, and he was like, yo, we was on the road together, and you was in 8, and I was like, yo, that's Cameron, and I was playing ball, and it's something about Harlem. Right. And I was like, yo, man, and I asked you like a dumb question, and you just like was like, yeah, all right, shorty. He was just like, yo. I was like, yo, so did you ever play ball? He was like, yeah, I play ball, but I'm seeing my man. And I think you were seeing, it was your cousin. He played A Butter.
Yeah. A Butter.
He's playing. He's playing. This is when A Butter was sizzling.
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about now. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And I was like, yo, man. He was like, yo. I was like, yo, where you get the leather from? He was like, man, yo, shorty, I'm just really trying to watch the game.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, nah. Sometimes I'll be locked in. I don't mean no disrespect, but yeah, A Butter's my man. A Butter was on fire.
Yes, man. Now I want to ask, because I played ball and I played for Jackson.
Okay.
And you played for Manhattan Center.
Right.
Finals, you could say you was on the Garden and shit.
Yeah, I was.
You know what I mean? We gonna talk some bullshit, because I used to play ball. Okay. I was pretty nice. And you kind of said it in the last one, you was like, yeah, I ain't really heard of you. But I was like, you know what I mean? The last one, I was like, the last interview we talked. Yeah. But I was like, I forgot to ask this question. Who was the toughest player you played against? Because you really talk that shit. You talk about Ali Mo, Kareem Reed, Steph.
Right. I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody was good coming up. Everybody you just named was good. But what I do is I give you a name that a lot of people don't know. Of course, Shandu McNeil is really dope.
Shandu's good.
But the person that I would say gave me the business one time.
He was like, damn, this nigga's tough.
Yeah, and I never heard of him, and it was like a shock. It was a basketball player named Ed Cota.
Oh,
yeah,
Ed was.
Yeah, and in Harlem we didn't know who Ed was. Like, you knew who Booger was, you knew who Rayful was, Skip that is,
Yeah,
Skip to my Lou. You knew who Steph was. This dude just came out of nowhere basically. And
Ed, North Carolina.
Yeah,
Ed.
he ended up going to North Carolina. Was it Tillman he went to, I believe? I can't remember the high school.
I think he went to Tillman because he was all city. Because Ed had like a dog. He was black, so when he was all city, you couldn't really see his face in all city joint.
Right, so we had a scrimmage against them, and nobody knew him. They had a big man. I can't think of his name. He was on the scouting report that everybody was worried about him, the big guy.
I think it wasn't Shamel. No, Shamel was on Robeson.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but he was like, everybody's talking about him, and Ed came and bust our ass, man. It was a scrimmage, but everybody like, who the fuck is this dude? He killed us. And then, like you said, moving forward after that day, people started paying attention to him. At least everybody uptown started paying attention to him because they was like, yo, that nigga bust your ass.
Shout out to Ed Cole. I'm still wondering why he never made the league.
Yeah.
He had like with him and Vince.
Yeah. Ed Cota was nasty, man. He was super nasty, and he was so quiet. You didn't know about him. Like I say, he ended up going to North Carolina.
Crazy.
And I don't know what panned out after that, but it was well deserved that he got recruited there.
I get these interviews once in a million, and a legend in the building. Let me ask you, when you saw Felipe, what did you feel about him?
Felipe was really good. He had a lot of hype behind him, but you knew what you was getting with Felipe. I'm not saying he wasn't as good as everybody's saying he was, but I was more surprised with Ed Cota. Felipe, and shout out to all the Dominicans in New York and abroad, but it's not a lot of Dominican basketball players, so he had the height with him. He bringing the whole.
He was older too.
Yeah, he's in the same grade as me. His age, I don't know, but we, you know what I'm saying. But he's in the same graduation class. But he bring the whole Washington Heights. They got drums, they got guitars, they in the crowd playing Spanish music. So
you remember Wheelchair? With Wheelchair Classic?
Classic, yeah, absolutely.
That was the first time I ever seen a dude, no homo. He had his shirt like
I was like, button and
his belly button was out. I was like, yo.
Yeah, man. So I'm not saying he wasn't good. He was well deserved, very, very good. But the hype behind it is crazy. So let's say he had 15, 16 points. It seemed like 50 because of everything that came with it. You know what I'm saying? And he was tall. He could shoot. A lot of times being in New York City, if you 6'4", we don't have a lot of tall guys out here. So if you 6'4", 6'5", you almost
like
playing
a center.
So you got somebody who's 6'4", can handle the ball, shoot the ball decently. It's like a privilege in New York because everybody in New York could dribble. Everybody could shake somebody. You shake somebody and somebody say, ooh, that's worth 10 points almost. You know what I'm saying?
Especially uptown playing.
Exactly. So I think Felipe was really good. I just think that he had a lot of hype behind him. Not saying it wasn't deserved, but the hype made it better. But you could tell when they got to the next level that nobody cared about the hype when he went to St. John's and Allen Iverson came.
Yeah, different.
It was a different animal. They were like, hold on, what's going on with Felipe? And I think they did a great job doing that in his 30 for 30 special, breaking that down.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah.
I like the Lenny Cook special too.
Love Lenny Cook special. Super, super dope, and he's delivering the right message to the next generation.
One more question. Who's your top 5 guards? People telling me that Kimba might be the best guard
of all time. You talking about
NBA wise? Yes.
Right now, or of all time?
All time right now.
All time. First two, you got to go in the backcourt with Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson.
No, I mean New York City.
Oh, okay.
We're not going to shit. Kimba would never, you know what I mean? Shout out to Kimba though.
Yeah, New York City definitely. I would put Kemba in there. Kemba, Kenny Anderson, Mark Jackson, Rod Strickland. Got to put Rod Strickland.
Rod O'Town, Bronx.
Yeah, and I would go with Steph on Marbury.
As the best?
Yeah, I mean, I just named 5. Everybody, I'm good. Who else am I missing that you would put in there?
I mean, that would be. I would add Rafe in it. Just what he can't. You know what I mean? What he went through.
I definitely would put Rafe as a high honorable mention. That's my man too. Rafe is my man, but Rafe did it. Rafe could have had a longer career, but he, go to school, don't go to school, go to Fresno State, leave out. Rafe is as smooth as Rafe is. Rafe be moving the way he want. That's how good Rafe is, though.
But they said that's how good you was, and you was going in and out. You know what I mean? They said that. I've heard people say Cam was a killer, man.
Yeah, no, Rafe was on my team. Me and Rafe used to play on the same team, and he get mad when I get MVP, or I get mad when he get MVP.
Wow.
This, that, and the third. We played for a dude named Dave on the east side. Shout out to my man Dave. Like, when it wasn't Gauchos or Riverside, when the street tournaments, we all played for this one dude. And Rafe is my man. I definitely would put him up there. And the only reason I'm not putting him on that list and he's right below it is because I think, me personally, I could say, you could say Cam was killer, this, that, and third, but I never went D1 because I started music as soon as I got kicked out of my junior college. Music career was right there. I didn't go to NBA.
Yeah.
Rafe, everybody I named was in the NBA. Rafe was in the NBA. I just think that those guys I named had better NBA careers than him.
Okay.
Yeah, but as far as New York legend, definitely, 100%. But those guys that I named, you got Kemba, just grabbed, 100-something million. You got Stephon Marbury, you had a great 12-year NBA career. Rod Strickland, you know where he brought the name. Kenny Anderson had a great, decent career. And I forget the last person I said, but
you said Rod, and you said Mark. I think you got everybody, Kimber.
Yeah, so they all had great NBA careers, so that's why I'm putting them at the top. Not saying Rafe had a decent NBA career too. Shit was decent.
Man, Cam need to be on ESPN, man.
Yeah, I mean, I go on Bleacher Report a few times a year and do my thing over there with them guys. Shout out to Bleacher Report too.
Shout out to Bleacher Report.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about losing weight.
Yeah.
Part 2.
Right.
You know what I mean? Crazy track, Prodigy.
Right.
I know I've seen a lot of interviews and you've talked about Prodigy and how nice he was. Yeah. And at that point, man, it was just like Kim, you know what I mean? And Prodigy and Mace and everybody just was going at it. You know what I mean? The shout out to Clue, you know what I mean? I grew up under Clue, but those mixtapes was like you couldn't wait to a Clue on a Monday night, you know what I mean? You couldn't wait.
Right.
Now, was you at that time when you was writing, was it just like, yo, because I remember when, you know what I mean? And shout out, and this is another barbershop. I was young. People used to compare you to Drag On.
Right. I got that, when I was young too, definitely.
You know what I mean? Who was better, Drag On or Cam?
Right. I got that too.
Now, when you used to go up to doing these freestyles, was you just like writing or you was just like, I know when I get on Clue, I'm just going to get crazy?
Well, I always kept rhymes all the time because, like I said, I grew up on a block where Big L was at. I heard McGruff, and my block was like a melting pot for a lot of entertainers, and not entertainers at that time. We didn't know that. Me and Max B live in the same building. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So it's a lot of people that was rhyming. So every day we would have ciphers, or whenever we see each other, we would always have new rhymes. So Big L would be like, Cam, let me hear something. I have something. I ask him, let me hear something. And then Herb McGruff would have rhymes. Everybody would have rhymes. So I always kept rhymes. I always had spare rhymes, no matter what, because I just never knew when a situation would be
pop off.
Right.
Now with Big, man, when did you feel like Big was the truth? When you really heard him, you was like, man.
Biggie Smalls?
Yes.
Biggie Smalls, I love Biggie Smalls from the jump, but when he made that Who Shot Ya, that's when it was like next level for me. I remember riding in a car with Dame Dash, and I played that joint probably 10 times in a row. Jay-Z didn't have his deal yet, and Dame didn't have a deal yet. And Dame was so mad at me, like, what? He kept trying to pick my brain, like, why do you keep playing this? Why? I'm like, yo, this shit is hot, bro. You bugging. He's like, yo, but Dame is real analytic. And he's like, yo, but what are you getting out of it? What does it make you feel? I'm like, yo, this shit is hot. Niggas just shot Tupac. He talking about who shot you. Tupac was trying to diss him and all that. So it was just a vibe for New York that I really liked it. But when Who Shot You came out, that's when I kind of put Big on a different level.
Wow. And what about, I remember my moment with Hit 'Em Up. When Hit 'Em Up, and Puff did something smart when he put it on the Bad Boy mixtape and he was talking over it. He's like, "Are you mad?"
Yeah.
That Hit 'Em Up was crazy too.
Yeah, I'm a big Tupac fan too. You know, that just was it was a strange time because I didn't have a deal yet, and then just watching it, all that East Coast West Coast shit was real. Niggas was like, damn, could we go to the West Coast? Could West Coast niggas come here? I remember niggas didn't want to play the Hit 'Em Up loud in their car because they was in New York. It was just
It was great.
That's when it was serious because you ain't know what the fuck was going to happen.
Wow.
You might get hit over your head. You playing that hit them up too loud in New York. But people started adapting to it.
Well, that's crazy. Well, let's get into losing weight. And one of my favorites, and I gotta ask you, how did you clear that sample and keep rising? We ain't gonna talk about that. I have to, you know what I mean? I heard, your top 5 albums, and I've been doing my research. You was like, Come Home With Me was number 1. SDE, I think, was number 2 for you.
I'm gonna be honest.
No. You said Purple Haze is number 1.
Yeah, I said
then
that.
Come Home With Me, and then SDE.
Yeah.
For me, man, Confessions of Fire was just something different.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, just D Ruggs, man, how you broke that down, man.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I was going in high school and I was just listening to D Ruggs, and I listened to that kind of like how you said you listened to Who Shot You?
Right.
And it was like, yo, I listened to that like 40 times, and it was like that's the time when you had the CD, when the CD player came out and you could put it in the back, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But look, you never mentioned like Confessions of Fire like that. Like, I felt like Confessions of Fire, nowadays, classic, people don't say classic albums.
Right.
You know what I mean? At that time, we was like, who had a classic album?
Right.
I felt like you had 4 classic albums.
I appreciate that.
Now, Confessions of Fire, tell me about that. I know that you said that it was kind of like you wasn't like...
Well, the thing about it is I think it was a great album, but I wasn't able to be Cameron the way I wanted to because I signed with Entertainment, and those guys was around Biggie. Those was the guys, Junior Mafia, Little Kim, everything, Lil C's, and they was around. Those was Biggie's people, and I signed my deal September 1997. Biggie died like March 1997.
Wow.
So when I'm in the studio, everything I was doing was being compared to what Big would have done or what Big would have said or how Big moved or what happened, and you can't really fault them for that because that's their man, and that's a nigga who was selling records and has style, etc. But at the same time, it's only one Biggie. I'm trying to make a mark for myself here.
Yeah.
So I can't sit there and be like, oh man, Biggie say it like this or say it like that. I can't be Biggie Smalls.
So it's a lot of times they was like, yo, write this song. Like
more than a lot of times. And I'm not knocking them for it. They gave me an opportunity.
Yeah.
They thought I was talented. And also it was just really close to the time he died. So it was you coming off the cusp of that, trying to record an album, and you getting a lot of comparisons to what I do to what he was doing.
Yeah.
So a lot of times they was doing that, and it wasn't malicious. They didn't mean any harm. They wanted me to win, and they thought that was the formula for me to win. But at the same time, it can only be one Biggie Smalls, and Cameron got to make his mark for him.
Did you pick that cover?
Hell no.
I was kind of like, yo, I always was like, yo, why is Cam
No homo, man. Nah. This is part of what I'm trying to explain to you. I had to compromise a lot of shit with and listen, Un's a creative too, and he's super dope at what he does. So big shout out to Un, and I always give him much credit for giving me an opportunity. But a lot of times, like I said, he had a vision, and I had a vision, and we bumped heads sometimes, and I had to fall back because he's the one who gave me the opportunity. And not only that, he had more experience than me at the time. So I wanted to listen and learn, but at the same time, I'm like, something's just not right because I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Even though the album went gold, he picked some dope stuff out. I picked dope stuff out. I just wasn't comfortable music-wise.
Facts.
So even though people love that album and I love it too, I wasn't comfortable in my own skin making that album.
Well, SDE was just something different.
Yeah.
when That's Me came out, I was like, it was like you felt like that. I think, did you feel that energy when that came out? It was like everybody was just on a standstill. It was like That's Me is like, I felt like you was just talking about like, nigga, I'm back.
Yeah, well, that's when I kind of stopped working with Un and was able to do shit my way that I wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because what happened was Un lost his deal at Epic, and Epic ended up keeping me on their label, but they didn't really know no rap shit. So I got to do what the fuck I wanted to do. And it was like, not saying ventful music, but it was more like, yes, I don't have handcuffs on. I could do whatever the fuck I want to do now. It ain't about having a...
that record right now, still, I can listen to the gym and like, at the end, you can feel like, that wasn't no, like some, like, I'm going to say killer bitch. Like, it felt like you was like killer bitch.
Yeah, that's a fact. Like I told you, I was able... Doing the whole Confessions of Fire, not saying I wasn't able to do what I wanted. Like, you got 357. You had songs like D Ruggs. You had songs like those was my songs, but me and Un had to compromise on a lot of that album. SDE was all whatever the fuck I wanted to do.
Leaving you like a black and blue pair of pennies?
Yeah, exactly.
Them pennies was,
Yeah,
hard.
they was
was
hard.
hard right there,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely. Yeah.
SDE. So, would you do an SDE? Would you do another SDE?
You know what's
sequel?
Funny? You know what's funny is that my man Trap, one of my good friends, he don't give a fuck about none of my albums except for SDE and like fucking Confessions. You know,
Wow.
He don't care about nothing else. You know, we joke and play, that's my nigga, but he's like, I'm not listening to Purple Haze 2 till you do an SDE 2. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
is that something you don't want to touch because it was just like when you was coming off like
it's just one of them situations where, like I said, I did Purple Haze 2 because I thought I had enough music. I thought I had enough dope stories to tell.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of shit that I didn't want to speak about. And it also coincide with the 15th anniversary. SDE, just like leave that shit alone. You know what I'm saying? Because it's
damn, man, I would love to do another SDE.
Not saying you can't still do it, but you got people who like, you know, I read some of the comments, negative shit that come my way. Not even negative, just people's opinion about Purple Haze 2. It's people like, oh, Cam should have named it something else. That ain't the feeling I got in Purple Haze 1 that I got for Purple Haze 2. But you may feel I was like this. You might be 30 years old right now listening to Purple Haze 2, and you was 15 years old when you listen to part 1. You in a different part of your life right now.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So you may be going to school listening to Purple Haze 1, and you may be paying bills listening to Purple Haze 2.
Mm-hmm.
So you may not get the same feeling as, I'm just talking about a regular consumer, regular fan, person with an opinion. These is two different time gaps in your life. Even if you was fucking 10 years old, you 25 years old. If you was 25 years old, you 40 years old.
Yes.
So even like with SDE, if I put it out this year, it's a 20-something year gap. And even like, if it ain't me or you, our age group or somebody like that, they may not get it. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh man, this ain't the fucking song. This ain't what I'm used to. Like my man with the 357 shit, he said, I need to hear that pat, 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 clack, clack, clack. This is the shit my man be telling me. I be like, yo, bro.
Is he in the room when you picking records or no?
Nah, he not in the room because he's too judgmental and whatever. Because you know why he likes 357?
Why?
Because he was up north stabbing niggas when 357 was out.
Oh,
This
so
way he tell, yeah, nigga, you don't know what we was doing upstate. Nigga, we was acting crazy when that shit came on. We went crazy in the jail. You not in jail no more, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you want to get that feeling back? That's what you looking for, which is fine. It ain't no problem. But you in a different place in your life, and certain music I just think should be left, or certain titles I say. Of course, we're not gonna do the same music, but let niggas remember what they remember from that time.
Yeah.
And leave it alone, and we could come up with some new names and new shit. We gotta have a whole nother album that's similar to a 2K SDE, but just don't name it that.
Damn. So how many albums you got in the stash right now? Whole bunch?
I got probably like 600 songs. If I
600 songs?
Easy. Maybe more than that. I got like 5-6 hard drives full of songs. I got hard drives I never even touched in a couple years. You know what I'm saying? So
wow.
This year what I'm going to do next is I'm putting out Purple Haze, The Lost Files. Probably the beginning of March, during the middle of the tour.
Re-up.
Yeah, because there's so many songs that I wanted to put on the album. But like I said, we wanted to pick out the best 15, 16 joints.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let about another 7, 8 joints in the middle of March come out. Because I go on tour, probably towards the middle of the tour, we'll put that.
I seen the tour.
Out. Yeah.
Now, you can tell the people, man, when the tour starts.
The next date on the tour is February 20th. It's more dates being added now. You go to my Instagram page, Mr. Cameron, MR_Cameron. Same thing on my Twitter, and you can catch up on the dates. I'll keep everybody posted in the meantime. But yeah, back to what I was saying, I'm gonna put out some that Purple Haze Lost Files, because it's some dope ass shit that didn't make the album. Super hot shit, crazy shit that didn't make it.
That's crazy.
So we gonna put that out. Then I got an album with A-Track that we're putting out. We're working on the dates, probably May. Then we're going to put something out, the Program 2 in August. And then what we are going to do next December is do Killer Season 2, the movie.
That's what I was about to ask, man. Yeah. Like, I feel like, you know what I mean, you're like, you know what I mean, movie-wise, you was doing this before. Like, and I know this independent thing is easy for you.
Right.
You like, man, I wish I had Instagram then.
It would
like,
have been crazy.
hey, where you could just swipe up and go right to the movie.
Right.
Like, you was write movies, you know what I mean, and Killer Season was a classic.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, how many movies? I know you write. I know you sit down and probably hire some writers.
Well, what I do is I have a couple writers, and what we do, we sit in a room and we'll come up with the concept. We actually just finished mixing my next movie. It's called Is It a Crime? I won't say where we're gonna put it at or anything.
Okay.
We just literally a week ago finished mixing it, and I'll let you know where it'll be distributed. I'll keep you in the loop with that. I don't know just yet.
Yeah, you gotta come back and talk about that.
Absolutely. But yeah, definitely. I sit in the room and we come up with the concept first of, let's say it's a movie of we gonna go kill everybody who like a girl or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And what we do is I got good people with good character that I consider they have good talent as far as judgment and saying dialogue or what, you know, because you got to realize if it's 2 of us or 3 of us in a room and it's a 15-person cast, we thinking for 15 different writers.
That's a fact.
I mean, not writers, 15 different characters. So, you know, we'll sit here and have a white lady in it, and somebody be like, she'll be like, nah, nigga, no, you didn't. Nah, she wouldn't say nigga. She wouldn't say nah.
Yeah.
We'll correct each other and we make sure we get it right. But the team is dope. My man Schizo, my man Francis, Paul Wilson from Now What, and my man Leo. We all sit in a room, and not always together. Different times I'm with different people, but we come up with these concepts, and they're a real asset to have on the team.
Well, Killer Season. Are we going to get another Killer Season?
December.
December?
So
Is Hell Rel in here? Or?
The lineup. I ain't speak to Rel. I got to call him. He actually DM'd me. I had to get back to him.
Okay.
But we got, like I said, the lineup for this year coming up. Purple Haze 2 is out now. Purple Haze, The Lost Files will be out in March. My man 8-Track, Federal Reserve album is going to come out after that, maybe May or June. August, we're going to do the mixtape, The Program 2, and then next December, it's Killer Season 2, the film and the soundtrack.
Wow, a lot of things coming up.
Yep, absolutely.
What about the Dipset album? Are we gonna do it? We gonna bring that reunion album or what?
Well, we got to see what happens when Jewels get out. Shout out to Jewels Free, my man Santana. When he gets out, you know, we can't really do an album without him. Me and Jim talked about doing a Fly Boys album, but that wouldn't be named the Diplomat album. We can't do it without all the key members. So when Jewels comes home, we'll see where his mind is at. If he wants to do it, then I'll be more than happy to do it. I can't wait.
That Fly Boys album gonna be crazy. Jim's bars is different now.
Yeah. Oh, nah, he's a late Jim, I'm telling everybody, Jim is a late bloomer. Right now, he's at the peak of his rap career. I'm talking about as far as spitting wise, you know, because Jim worked hard to get the way he's at now. You know, I remember me and Mason in the room teaching him how to rap. So me going to the studio and work with him and see, Jim don't even write his rhymes down.
Yeah, I know. I've been in the studio. He'll wake up like he'll be like there 2 hours and he'll just start rapping.
Yeah, so for him to be at that level where he's at now, I'm really proud of him, and it makes me happy to see that he perfected the craft that he's been working on for years.
One more question before you leave. Who you could have signed and you was like, damn, man, I should have signed him?
It's a lot of people that I wish I did sign, and I remember years ago when I was in the club, I was listening to Rick Ross record, Hustling, and I was trying to do some business with him. He had a manager named E-Class at the time.
Wow.
And I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if him and E-Class still do business, but they was ahead of the game. They was trying to get distribution, and I respected that. But I heard this song years ago in the club, that Hustling record. Khaled used to go crazy on the radio with it. You go to a club in Miami that was crazy with it. A Boogie and them, they got their own label. I heard about him. My little man told me about him before he popped off, maybe a year and a half, 2 years before he popped off.
We talked about that too. He was like, "Yeah, I think I know," but that was before he popped off.
Yeah, right. So yeah. Matter of fact,
we talked about that.
Exactly. Now I remember. Yeah, that's a fact. So it's a bunch of people, but everybody that I wish I could have signed, they're doing their thing. So I'm happy for them.
Shout out to Harlem, man. Harlem got the new they got the new Apollo, Smooth L. Are you proud of the Harlem and Bronx artists that's coming out?
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody uptown coming out, man, I'm rooting for. New York City, period, I'm rooting for anybody in New York City. But as far as Harlem and uptown, I'm really, really happy for them because I know where they coming from, what they going through. So for them to get a chance is really dope.
All right, but before you leave, can we get 2 more records?
Yeah,
you
what
notice
we
the
doing?
Purple Haze too.
Yeah, Purple Haze 2.
Special. You tell me some records.
Let's do shout out to Wale. Let's do the I Don't Know Wale. And then let's do Straight Harlem, since we talking about Harlem, featuring Jim Jones and my man Shooter.
Let's get it, man. Shout out to Ken coming through. You heard?
Yep.